just like that
I'm
little
only here because I come
Oh, okay, yeah.
stick it in the microwave.
Oh, yeah,
Wash my dry the strawberries off though, with chocolate sticks.
Right.
I dip them and I stick them in the freezer for a couple of minutes.
And then it gets hard.
And it gets hard.
Okay.
Boom. I bring them to people's houses and they're like,
Wow. You're like, yeah, it took a real long time.
it took forever.
That's neat.
It's funny. It's always like my last minute, oh, okay, I'll just do chocolate covered strawberries.
cervical spondylitis. And so he would bring me and he would stay. When we had the picnic down in Washington and had subs.
Marie, would you hand me the cream?
What you want?
Yes.
This is pretty strong.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
Why don't you sit at the table with us? And he goes, y'all talking about women stuff. He was a lot of fun. He was.
Right.
So Marie, what do you do here normally other than give tours to the groups?
Well, I work in the Education Outreach Division. So they do, for the Fish and Wildlife Service, anything that is related to education or outreach.
Do you go out to schools then?
No. A lot of what they do is they have training courses here for teachers, or people who might be park rangers or fish and wildlife, might work at a refuge or something like that, to come here and kind of learn how to present different topics. So like if someone came in for a field trip at their refuge, or if they let a bird, let a bird walk or something like that. So they do a lot of that stuff during the summer, especially when a lot of when some of the local teachers are off and stuff like that. So let's see, they started a new program that they just piloted this summer, and it's the Educator Career Awareness Institute, which basically is a big fancy long name. They brought in a bunch of high school teachers and guidance counselors and taught them all about the Department of Interior, all the different bureaus, Fish and Wildlife Service, USGS, Bureau of Land Management, all the different bureaus within the Interior, and kind of told them how to get their students, if your students were interested in a biology type of career or environment, how to kind of get their foot in the door. So how to contact somebody and ask them if they have internships or volunteer opportunities or something like that. And so that was kind of neat. And so it was pretty much focused on environment, but then we were also trying to stress that you don't have to be a biologist to work for the Fish and Wildlife Service. Like they need accountants, they need administrative assistants, they need photographers. So really, many of the jobs you could go to school for, and you could still work in Fish and Wildlife Service, and you basically kind of an indirect way to still work with wildlife. So you really like computers, and that might be your thing, but hey, maybe you like animals too, and just kind of another way to be like, you can still do what you want, but help the government out indirectly, or help animals out indirectly. So yeah, that was pretty cool. We took a course. We had one here, and then we took a bunch of teachers, about 15, out to South Dakota. And we got to go to the Devil's Tower, which is actually Wyoming, but we got to go to Mount Rushmore, Devil's Tower, and the other one? I'd love to hear different.
D.C. Booth Fish Hatchery. It's a historic fish hatchery. It's one of the only historic fish hatcheries in the U.S. It's really neat.
I'd love to hear HODA.
And they have actually a pretty. I guess I'd never been to a fish hatchery before, so I didn't really know what it was going to be like. But it was neat because they had.
Where was the fish hatchery located?
It was in Spearfish, South Dakota. Near Rapid
We
City.
used to have, I'm probably wrong, but I thought we used to have a fish hatchery. Because we have a fish hatchery road.
Well, there is a fish hatchery.
But it wasn't the elaborate.
The USDA has one down in Leetown.
Yes.
And there's also the Leetown Science Center, which is USGS.
Right.
And they do something with fish as well, I believe, but I'm not positive.
There's a fishes disease
Is
study
that what it is?
there,
Okay,
and I don't
maybe
know if that's the USGS or that's. Yeah, there's
Directly across from the hatchery
Yeah.
proper. Hatchery proper is that one there. And there's 3 ponds back in there, and
Yeah, I haven't actually been to that one.
it's a fish and wildlife not wildlife, aquatic diseases research facility.
We wanted you in there. We wanted you in there.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
No, I said there's a aquatic diseases.
Oh, I thought research that. You said that.
USGS. Yeah, no, but probably while I was facing this way, it might have said something kind of weird. The fish hatchery is nice.
I'm sure you were listening to my deputy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
Okay.
he's from Sioux Falls, so the other side of the state.
Right. It was really neat. I had never been out there before. I lived in North Dakota for a summer.
Did you really?
I just started working on a field job out there.
Must be the coldest state there is.
I was there in the summer, so it was okay. But yeah, it was really neat because there was a couple of the local people there, kind of sort of were showing us around, and it was. I mean, we stayed at this one place one night that was an old hunting lodge, and somehow the state acquired it and then sort of leased it to the Fish and Wildlife Service. So it's actually Fish and Wildlife land, but the little hunting lodge that's there is basically like the way they deeded it was that Fish and Wildlife could use it, but they had to use it for educational purposes. So education groups could come in. Because our course was education related, we were allowed to stay there, and it was, oh my God, it was beautiful. It was down this, 5 miles down this dirt road. We were kind of enclosed in this canyon. My friend and I got up early in the morning and hiked to the top of the canyon, and that was the best part of the trip. It was just like, there was once in a while somebody would drive down the dirt road, but that was about it. It was just beautiful. It was really fun. And then the group that we were with, was a bunch of they were fantastic. Like none of them had really known. I don't know if any of them knew each other before. Well, there were 2 people that had taught at the same school, but anyway, when they, most of them didn't know each other before they got there. And, by the end of it, they're like planning, where they could go on vacation together next summer. Oh, we need to go to the beach, and that was really, really neat. It was everywhere from people who had been teaching for a year or 2 to people who had been teaching for 30 years. So it was like this really great, just a ton of different experience. And some people, there was one or 2 people that were math, and then there was a physics teacher. And most everybody was environmental science. It was really, really great. I don't exactly know what the plan is for the course now, but I think since this was sort of developed here at NCTC, I think they want to kind of hand it out to other people and say, oh, okay, well, you have a lot of departments, property near you, so now this is how you would lead a course and teach some of your local teachers about it. So, how neat. Yeah.
This card is not being used. What did you do? Is your memory full? Mine said that the other day, memory full. I'm like, what?
I thought about that this morning.
I know, I thought about that.
There, Gwen, you got a good one at JUDY.
And probably your boob.
Got a good one or a bad one? Or you got the third one? JUDY?
I have 3. Judy, you just put this down.
Poor Frank.
Focuses it. Frank's saying too much information.
Oh, I forgot. He just plays with cars.
I was trying to get my fingers to smoke in her thing.
He's not found one with the
Hey, mouth to mouth.
Joe. He's not found one with a wheel.
What do hourglass on that? You gotta watch
Where'd you get that, Lori?
She's got a leaf.
It was in my
your rag out.
suit.
Oh, your suit.
And my beads.
You got a leaf in your suit?
In my rag out.
Your rag out, yeah. Oh, it's
You're right out. I think Mom is.
That's weird how that does it. Uh-oh.
Is your video?
It does that once.
Running?
How was your carrot cake?
I promised Lynn I would make a video so she could see and hear.
Is your voice on?
Yes.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Joe.